My name is Linda Alela. As we take a look at the stories of the day, so much is happening, and I'm right here to ensure that you are updated. Let's kickstart. And Governor Josephat NANOK has appeared before the Senate's Public Accounts Committee to answer to queries on the 2017-2018 financial year. Let's listen in.
Because if it's a query that has been asked, it means that it needs to be responded upon on that financial year. You know, if we are dealing with an issue of the fiduciary risk, which then amalgamates the different years, it's a different thing. Because, Governor, for each financial year, we will do a report.
Point of information.
Yes, Senator Ochilo.
I heard the governor say it's just a mixed up. He was not trying to, unless he was saying a different thing, that the response is about this audit query, which is 2017-2018, but it's mixed up somewhere here, if I heard him right.
Yeah, Chair, the very audit query came up in 2016-2017. They have repeated it again. But we were requested to bring submissions for all those 2-3 years separately. And I think the team that was preparing, instead of duplicating the same documents on the same responses, decided to do one response on the original financial year query.
Sure.
I think that's a mistake.
I think the main issue is, can we get that reply wherever it is?
No, but Chair, that will not be correct. I think, Governor, your people misadvised you. When a query has been asked, but has been raised by the auditor in 2016-2017, and that query is raised again in 2017-2018, it means that it was not dealt with in the previous year, and in this new year it has not been dealt with. So, maybe your people saw that it was much neater for them to respond to it from 2016, but they didn't. Mm-hmm. So it must remain in the 2017-2018 to help you, because if it's something continuing, and that is why this session is very important to try and deal with it. Otherwise, it will reappear again in the next financial year. And I think, Governor, your people should have answered. They should have answered every question. I don't know why they complicate this. These are very simple issues to respond to. But they are complicating it now, taking us back to 2016-2017. We are yet to even touch that file. So, Mr. Chairman, it must be responded to in this financial year. Otherwise, it will mix our reports.
Okay, so I think Senator Ledama, even from the way the question was phrased, I was even to ask the question, because it says in the financial statements of the year ending 30th June 2017, which means it's a 16-17 issue, which is recurring. So I think so long as we can get it, my issue is we don't have that 2016-17 you're saying. Can we have it so that we can follow your answers? Can we get them?
And the Chair, the Auditor General should be of help to us. There is reference to the year ending 30th June 2017, and this matter is also...
So meanwhile, can we get the documents, Governor, if you have them? Otherwise it will be difficult for us to follow your answers.
Yes.
2016-17.
So,
the documents are tabled.
Auditor, tell us something about this question. The same question 2017, the same question 2017-2018. What is happening here? Is it the same answer, the same question, so that we know how to combine the two and proceed?
And maybe to add on, my brother Ochilo,
was formed to investigate Justice Njagi MARETE has not found any merit on the removal of the judge. The tribunal had unanimously recommended that the judge ought not to have been removed from office of the Judge of Employment and Labor Relations Courts of Kenya.
At the audit review. So in this,
all of whom were the employers. The complaint revolved around the manner in which the Honorable Judge handled two suits before him at Kericho, involving the above-named employers, in which the employers believed amounted to gross misconduct or misbehavior on the part of the Honorable Judge. The complaint centered on the ex parte interim orders in favor of the union issued by the Honorable Judge in the aforementioned Kericho suits. In the employer's view, the Honorable Judge should not have issued the ex parte interim orders or even entertained the suits because the Kericho suits dealt with the same subject matter as two suits pending in Nairobi, which had been filed first in time and was still pending before the ELRC court at Nairobi. Furthermore, there were subsisting interim orders in the Nairobi suits. As far as the employers were concerned, the Honorable Judge's conduct was not only a clear indication of bias on his part, but the ex parte interim orders in issue also had the following effect. 1. They negated the interim orders issued by Justice Baru in the Nairobi suits, despite both courts being of concurrent jurisdiction. 2. They resulted in two sets of conflicting orders with regard to the same subject matter. 3. The union members were given a carte blanche to proceed on strike for an indefinite length of time in contravention of the court orders issued in Nairobi. 4. They promoted impunity, anarchy, and lawlessness since the striking.
And moving on, farmers in the highly productive Marioshoni area in eastern Mau are in an uproar over the poor state of road network for years. They are accusing the county government for neglecting their pleas to have roads in the area rehabilitated. Peter Langat, a community leader, said that despite the area being an agricultural hub, the road network is in a poor state, lamenting that most times farm produce rot due to impassable roads.
Tumeimba, tumechaguana na tunalia hii barabara. Hatusikizwi, tuseme ukweli. Hii ni kama barabara ya lunch. Wakitaka pesa, wanaanza kuongea juu ya hii barabara. Kujifanya kama anatusikia. Anaweka, anatengeneza kidogo na wacha. Tukipiga kelele, wanarudi wanatengeneza kidogo na wacha. Hivyo hivyo.
Barabara yetu hakuna pitiki. Tukitaka kutoa viazi hapa tunatoa na pikipiki. Na hiyo ni gharama nyingine. So ile gunia moja tunalipisha bei ya chini sababu barabara ni mbaya. So tunaomba serikali kabisa akuja atuangalilie kabisa, area yetu ni mbaya. Mtu hata akigonjeka hakuna pale tunapeleka sababu ni mbovu. Tunaomba tu serikali kama hakuna uwezo atusaidie. Sisi kama jamii tunaomba kabisa atuangalilie hapa.
Elsewhere, residents of NAROK town will have to brace for tough times as the NAROK Water and Sewerage Company announced a water rationing program. This comes at a time when the demand for water increased due to population influx as the town continues to expand. According to Stanley Kuyoni, the managing director, NAROK Water and Sewerage Company, the rationing has been brought about by low water levels at the NAROK River, which supplies water to the town. Kuyoni noted that the company is currently supplying 3,100 cubic meters of water a day, or as compared to 6,000 cubic meters as the demand would say.
Currently, we are abstracting at 2,500 in one of the new plant, and the old plant is abstracting at 600. So when you combine the two volumes, around 3,100. Or 3,100 is the current supply against a very high demand. In fact, our demand here is more than 6,000. So when the demand and the supply are not meeting, then it means there is a disequilibrium. That disequilibrium is what we are managing with the rationing program. Water, like any resource, is actually scarce. So when the demand and the supply are not matching, then you have to constitute measures or means of managing the demand. And one of the means and one of the ways we are managing it is through a rationing program. And I'm happy our customers have stuck to that rationing program. And when they do this, obviously there will be many more complaints. There will be many more complaints for shortage.
Youth in Laikipia County have been urged to come up with income-generating ideas and form self-help groups to help them access government funds. Speaking at Wangwachi village in Laikipia West constituency, a section of leaders and youth leaders from the region said that most young people tend to downgrade other income-generating ventures such as setting up retail shops and instead look for white-collar jobs.
Ukulima ndio uti wa mgongo wa eneo hili, na masuala ya ukulima kwa njia moja ama nyingine ni kama yameachiliwa, na siku leo tumeungana ili tuhakikishe kwamba tumeyajadili kwa upana na kuhakikisha kwamba tutaweza kuinua ile income ambayo tunapata kutokana kwa masuala ya ukulima.
Vijana waungane pamoja ndiposa wawe wa kusaidika. Wakiungana pamoja wataweza kujisaidia wao wenyewe, kila mtu anatoa kidogo kidogo. Kama ni machini ya kulima wanataka kupiga maji kutoka mto, wataweza kujinunulia.
Vijana tujaribu kukaa vizuri juu hii wanasiasa wanakuja wanatuambia watatutendea hivi, wanatuambia watatushibulia maji, barabara watatutengenezea, wanyama watatuangelelia. Hapa kwa maneno ya security tena inakuwa shida.
Sasa nikajitoa kuja hapa Wangwashi na kutoa hii kushikanisha vijana na kuomba ruhusa kwa wazazi wao, tushikane tukue kitu kimoja, kwa sababu hii maisha hatuwezi endelea kama vijana wengine wako nyuma yetu.
Well, it's time now that we take a short break. We'll be right back with more news, so keep it right here. pleasure to have you stay with us. Now let's proceed. Mijikenda Lobby Group from the Coast region, together with church leaders, want the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, his Principal Secretary, Susan Muchache, and the entire KEMSA board to step aside and pave way for investigations of the multi-billion COVID-19 funds scandal. Taireni Amichizenda Group said it's wrong for the authorities to still be in office, yet lots of money was looted under their watch. Well, apologies for that. We take the story again. Mijikenda Lobby Group from the Coast region, together with church leaders, want the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, his Principal Secretary, Susan Muchache, and the entire KEMSA board to step aside and pave way for investigations of the multi-billion COVID-19 funds scandal. Taireni Amichizenda Group says that it's wrong for the authorities to still be in office, yet a lot of money was looted under their watch.
Ponda, the chairman of the group, expressed his concern over the selective handling of corruption cases by the Jubilee government. Addressing a press conference in Malindi, the group called on Kagwe to step aside and ensure investigations are done.
Katika nchi yetu ya Kenya ni ufisadi. Na huu ufisadi tunaona ya kwamba serikali yetu ambayo inaongozwa na Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta inacheza katika mipango hii ya kupigana na ufisadi. Kwa sababu imekuwa kukiwa na jambo ambalo ni gumu, kunatoka jambo lingine kumaliza ama kusaulisha ile jambo lingine. Na sisi tunasema ya kwamba umefika wakati wa pwani na wa Kenya, hatutangojea tena tuje tupangwe na kuja kuambiwa stories. Sisi kulingana na katiba ya Kenya inaturuhusu kuweza kufuata sheria ya Kenya ili kutatua matatizo ambayo ni ya ufisadi.
The group urged President Kenyatta to take responsibility over the funds looted and ensure the fight against corruption is effective in order to acquire a good legacy for his administration. The group also condemned the arrest and prosecution of Aisha Jumwa, terming it as politically instigated.
Wanasema ya kwamba wanataka umoja wa pwani, pengine wawe intimidated, muwaogopeshe, muwatoe katika line. Nataka niwaambie wa Kenya, nataka kuambia serikali ya kwamba umoja huu ni wa wananchi wenyewe, si wa wabunge wala si wa magavana, ni wa wananchi wenyewe.
The chairman supported the idea of coast unity and the regional best political party being fronted by Jumwa and Kilifi Senator Stewart Mazayo. The COVID-19 funds scandal has raised an uproar in the country, with many factions calling on the government to take up the responsibility for the scandal. Immaculate Uma, TV 47.
Well, and still on the COVID-19 pressures, close to 1.7 million Kenyans are said to be facing unemployment between the months of April and June. NANOK Lauren has that report. And on the same note, but to the international scene, the coronavirus pandemic has caught an entire generation of recently graduated medical students